today it's time for another relaxed episode of photography with the good old Lumix GX80. You know, just a chill episode, getting in some practice.
Crescent moon has taken itself far away to lay down. One more lazy dream.
Oh, hello. Good to see you here. Good morning. It is a beautiful, fine morning here in the outside of Innsbruck. Innsbruck is all the way down there, and I'm at the outskirts in a small place outside of Innsbruck called Mutters, and I've come here just to, practice some photography with the Lumix GX80, a good old classic Lumix GX80 session. The sun's out and I'm feeling like it's time to, just capture some beauty in the mundane, that sort of stuff. And how about you join along on a relaxed morning? By the way, there's like a million bees behind me drawing all the flowers. It's making me slightly uneasy because after all I'm from Austria, not from Australia. I'm not built like them. Classic tiny little setup for the day. The location I picked is a small town outside of Innsbruck. I chose to come here because I liked the idea of shooting in a quiet area that mixes countryside and small town to capture some more countryside-oriented subjects, but then also mix in some street-ish photography when we actually get to the streets of the town. Here, however, we are definitely starting off with more of a countryside feeling because I found this parking area just outside of town, and from here my plan was to walk into town. Getting in some warm-up shots. I was running a bit late this morning, and so I was worried that the light might not be so pretty anymore, but luckily, at least in my opinion, the light still had that pretty morning look, which I find more pleasing than the midday sunshine. It's digital, just start shooting, and you'll get into it. But honestly, the lighting here is really pretty.
We were ghosts with arms open wide, but we floated away.
So this is insane lighting. Really tricky, but we've got this nice frame. Yeah, so the contrast was a lot. As you can see, the bush kind of just becomes black in the shadows, but I think it looks alright actually. I like the mountain in the distance that is just visible through the haze. Oh, that house looks super cute. It's so cute the way it's hidden away in the trees. Those guys too. Trying to get these pockets of light here and there. Those are really cute. I love when light finds its way through bushes, leaves or other objects and creates these pockets of light that function like a natural spotlight and, in my opinion, make for some interesting and pretty photos. Okay, you know what? Let's try the house photo like this. So we've got a house, tree, house. It feels a bit more balanced. Alright. Super cute. Alright, now let's go where we were actually planning to go. So, after my little detour into the forest, it was time to actually head into town and see what we can find there. Something I was already looking out for is a certain train, actually. What I find really cool in this place is that one of the trams in Innsbruck city comes all the way up here into the mountains and passes by this town too. I've seen the tracks many times and the trams sometimes, and think they could make for a cool photography subject, so I was hoping that I might be able to capture that this morning. So here, I was already approaching the tracks and thinking about how this spot might work as a photograph in case a train passes by. However, I had checked the timetable and it seemed like I'd just missed the last train by a couple minutes, and the next one was only going to come in half an hour's time. Hold up. It's coming! Oh my god. I thought it was not going to come. Okay. I hope the focus is set. Here we go. So this was me enjoying the freedom of digital photography when I can just shoot a bunch of photos, no problem. Okay, that was lucky. I thought it was not going to come for another half hour. I think these are pretty decent, not great or anything, but I do quite like how the train adds an interesting element to the scene, because I feel like it is just slightly out of place here. This location doesn't look like the type of place a train would pass, which makes the train appear all the more interesting. You know what? You kind of look like someone who wants to make their own website. If you want to make a website, I recommend using Squarespace. I myself have been using Squarespace for over 5 years at this point, and it's perfect for people like me who are creatives but not web developers. They're an all-in-one platform, so with your subscription you can make a website, host your content, register your own domain name, sell products, track analytics, and much more. They have this lovely, intuitive drag-and-drop editor called Fluid Engine, which is so easy to use and lets you customize the layout and design of your page. If you need some help when getting started, you can start off with one of the many professional and beautifully designed templates, which you can then customize to suit your own style. Or you can work with Squarespace's AI, which enables you to build a website in minutes by describing it and answering a few questions. All in all, what I think Squarespace is great at is combining creative freedom with ease of use, which I really appreciate. Try it out for yourself. You can head to squarespace.com for a 14-day free trial, and then when you're ready to launch your website, you can go to squarespace.com/Crawford to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for continuously supporting the channel. Wow, this is so pretty here.
In the town on the hill where the apples grow, church bells ring every hour or so. I took a little walk just to see.
I quite like this shot actually. I enjoy how on the left side the hedge and the trees rise up high to completely block off that part of the composition. Also, the tracks are an interesting element here that work as a leading line that guides the eye through the composition. And I love how that one tree sticks out into the sky to fill the empty space of the composition there. I think without it, the sky would feel just a bit too empty for my taste. Honestly, that's kind of cute.
I can't go back down to that water again. These old muddy shoes keep on walking the street.
I'm a big fan of these tracks here.
Someone's bride buying Egyptian sheets.
Here, I got an alternative version of the scene, and this time with the photograph being vertical. I like that there is a vertical theme going on here with lots of elements adding vertical lines to the composition. Instead of, for example, a row of trees, it's the tree and the train's infrastructure.
Mr. Skeleton White, you better comb your hair, you better wipe that George Clay off your brow. You better stand up straight, man, these people hardly recognize you now.
Something I've been enjoying a lot in the photos so far, and here again, is how much greenery there is in this season that looks so pretty in the photos. I love how they come across in the shots. By the way, in case you enjoy the colours and the look of these photos, just so you know, I edited these in Lightroom based off of a preset that I made recently for exactly these conditions. If you're interested in such presets and many more, you can get them all on my Patreon, where I also upload editing tutorials and such. There's a link in the description in case you're curious. Here, I spotted some shapes that I thought could be an interesting subject for a photo. By getting a bit of a detail shot for this house, I try to focus on the various shapes and how they relate to each other. I find this particular concentrated look on the architecture quite pleasing. Here I saw that spot of light, which I, of course, was quite fond of, so I tried to get a shot of just that little part of the road and the grass. Here's the result, and I love it. I don't know why, but I just love these kind of little details in somewhat random or even boring scenes. I mean, this is literally just a road and a patch of grass, but in this particular moment, with the weather and the position of the sun, it's like a little pretty artwork appears for just some time, and the camera has the ability to freeze this moment to capture and share the beauty of this moment. I don't know whether this sounds too corny for your taste, but I'm happy to admit that I love this kind of stuff.
This is a cute corner. The chimney makes it even cuter, come on. Yeah, but let's get one closer as well. How about here? There we go. We're on the main street. It's busy out here.
I thought this house was just so cute. I love how it hides behind trees, bushes and flowers, so I tried to get a shot. This is what I got, and I think it's lovely. It captures exactly that cuteness that I saw. The brown fence that matches the wood aesthetic of the house, the tree on the right that rounds off the composition on that side, the flowers in front of the house add some extra colour. Lots of things to be happy about in this one.
Lighting's no good though for a photo.
This is another one of those shots in which the harsh sunlight hits a very particular subject in a selective way so that there's a clear subject being highlighted. In addition to that, I thought it was a fun idea to include my own shadow in this box of light that added a clear shape to the composition. I like how this shot combines many old elements of the town that give it such a charming feeling. I'm referring to the stone wall with the pretty flowers and the very old looking building at the back.
This old house or oven or whatever this is.
Here I made it into the town's centre where they have their tall church standing, and as I was walking around the church I spotted an interesting scene. I thought this spot is a great place to park a car. I love how the leaves act like a natural curtain, and I'm so happy that the sun was just shining onto the car, because if this were in the shade like the right part of the image, I don't think I would have taken this photo simply because this wouldn't work without the sunlight clearly highlighting the subject.
Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the world through today.
So there's one more place I want to show you, and I think it's right behind these houses.
Here I was slowly entering the other side of town where the train station is located, which I wanted to check out in case there's a photograph to be taken, seeing as I knew that it's quite a pretty station. I really like the old style of this train station with the classic house-like shape, the brown roof and the yellow paint. However, the lighting wasn't cooperating, so I ended up just enjoying the sight with my eyes. No photos were taken.
Yes.
And with that, I slowly began my walk back to where I began, and kept an eye out for anything else that I wanted to shoot. And also, I was thinking that maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll be back at the train tracks at a time when the train comes by again.
Llevados por el viento, logramos encontrar el mejor momento para amar, para amar, para amar. Navegando el mar, el cielo estrellado, las olas al quebrar, nos dan profundidad para amar, para amar.
And back we are at the train tracks. I checked the timetable and saw that there was a chance, if the times were correct, that I get to see a train pass by and try once more to get some photos of it.
So I don't know from which direction it's coming, but I'm thinking something like this with a train in there could be cool. Alright, I think the camera's ready. So it's supposed to come from there. Maybe we can get an extra shot from here. We'll wait another 5 minutes. Maybe Google Maps is just kidding me. I don't hear a train coming. Oh, there it is. Let's go. Let's get this shot. There we go. Okay.
Luck was on my side, and I got to photograph another train passing by. Here are the results. I think this one is quite cool with the train passing by the house. The lighting though was really quite tricky here, but I think overall it turned out alright. And this is what we got on the other side. I like this one with the traffic light still signalling red. This is basically the same shot I got at the beginning of this session, but with the train as an extra element. Here's an alternative version that is even more similar to the first shot without the train. In this one, the train is not as present anymore as it is just about to vanish around the corner. I'm honestly not quite sure which I prefer, the one with the train close by and very present, or this one in which the train as a subject is placed in a more subtle manner. If you have an opinion or thoughts to share, the comment section is pleased to welcome you.
Alright, I think that's the end of the shoot. We're back where we began. I got my train shots. I have no idea if they're any good. I feel like the lighting is pretty rough, but hopefully in the editing I can still make it work somehow. And yeah, that was a relaxed morning with the GX80. I hope you enjoyed coming along.
And so that's the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you had some fun coming along, and I hope to see you again soon. Before saying goodbye, I would like to say a massive thank you to the lovely people supporting me and my work on Patreon. Thank you so much to each one of you. As said, if you're interested in Lightroom presets or tutorials and stuff like that, you can check out my page via the link in the description. Also, I have a print shop in case that is of interest to you, also link in the description. With that said, see you again soon, and until then, goodbye.
Para